Car dealership manager kicks out black man. Unaware he is the new owner, the afternoon sun hung low over Scottsdale, Arizona, casting long golden shadows across the sprawling lot of Prestige Motors. It wasn't just any dealership. This was the crown jewel of luxury car showrooms where millionaires came to spend like it was nothing, and the staff treated them like royalty. But today, something different was about to happen. Darrell slowly pulled into the back lot in his modest SUV, a car that blended into the background like a whisper in a crowded room. No special treatment. No spotlight. Just the way he wanted it. He switched off the engine and sat there for a moment, watching through the windshield as the glass facade of Prestige Motors gleamed in the sunlight. Rows of sleek machines, Bentleys, Lamborghinis, Ferraris sat in perfect formation, their polished bodies catching every ray of light. Darrell reached for the door handle, took a quiet breath, and stepped out. A simple gray hoodie, slightly faded jeans, comfortable sneakers. Nothing about him screamed wealthy. In fact, everything about him said ordinary guy. But that was the point. For weeks he had been planning this visit. Not as the man who owned the dealership, but as the man no one noticed. He wanted to see who smiled out of duty and who sneered out of judgment as he walked toward the main entrance. He passed a row of display cars, each with handwritten tags showing jaw-dropping price numbers. He could practically hear the whispers of past deals, the polished charm of salesmen, and the quiet pressure that came with every signature on those glossy desks. The moment he pushed open the glass door, the cool rush of air conditioning wrapped around him. Inside, the scent of leather, fresh wax, and polished wood filled the air. A soft jazz track played from hidden speakers, trying to sound exclusive. At the front desk, a group of employees stood talking, their laughter light but tinged with that showroom confidence. They were relaxed until they saw him. The room didn't go silent, but it shifted. Their eyes swept over him, the hoodie, the sneakers, the lack of a luxury watch. Quick glances, subtle smirks, unspoken judgments. Not our kind of customer. Their expressions seemed to say, and then she appeared. Susan, mid-40s, all edges and polish. Her dark blazer fit like it had been tailored just for her. Heels clicked sharply on the showroom floor with every step. Clipboard under one arm like a sword. She wasn't just an employee. She was the kind of manager who knew exactly who to impress and who to ignore. "Good afternoon," she said with a smile that didn't quite touch her eyes. "Can I help you with something today?" Her tone was polite, but beneath it lay a quiet judgment. The kind that only people who think they're above you can deliver without saying a word. Darrell didn't flinch. He'd seen that look 1,000 times before. He actually welcomed it. "Yeah," he said casually, his hands tucked into the front pocket of his hoodie. "I'm just looking around." Susan's smile thinned. "Of course, well, we have some options that might interest you. But you should know, our vehicles here start at a pretty high range." The words hung in the air like invisible barbs. He could almost hear the other employees snicker quietly behind their perfect customer service smiles. Darrell strolled past her without reacting. He ran a hand gently along the curve of a bright red sports car, admiring it like an artist would his own canvas. In truth, it was his canvas. As he moved deeper into the showroom, his gaze wasn't just on the cars, it was on them. How they interacted with him. How quickly they decided who he was based on what he wore. And they had no idea that the man they were silently dismissing was the one who signed their paychecks. "Sir," Susan called after him, her heels echoing sharply. "These are high-performance models. Maybe I can show you something a little more practical." Stopped, slowly turned, and smiled. A calm, steady, knowing smile. "Actually," Darrell said softly, "I know exactly what I'm looking for." She didn't know it yet, but this casual man in the gray hoodie owned everything around her. The cars, the walls, even the pen on her clipboard, and very soon she was going to find out.